Minnesota State Championships. There you see Dave Gummeson out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. His partner out of Hollywood, California. That's Gregg G. Perrie. And on the right, Cudahy, Wisconsin's Tony Spredeman and his partner, Brandon Moreland. We are underway. It's 1-0 here in this first game in favor of Spredeman and Moreland. And you know, Brad Anderson, if Tony Spredeman continues to play like this, he may not lose a match all weekend.
Well, I mean, Tony's playing as well as we've seen him play in a very long time. He's playing with enthusiasm. He's having a lot of fun down there. And frankly, he's just doing the stuff that he become legendary in a very short time for Tony, but he just does things that no one else does.
All right, and here we have Gregg Perrie using that passing series, the 2-rod to the 5-rod, 5-rod to 3-rod of Gummeson, who will set it up, looking to even it up at a point apiece here in game number 1. Dave Gummeson tried to stroke that long, knocked down by Moreland. The rebound carries back to Dave on the 5. So we had a match a little earlier on showcasing this 2 to the 5 series that G. Perrie likes to use. In fact, that was against your son, Dylan.
Yeah, so.
Did not use it successfully. We'll see as this match goes along if they stick with that, which, knowing Gregg's stubbornness, I'm sure they will. Meanwhile, Dave Gummeson has possession of the ball once again on his 2-row, or rather 3-row, looking to even it up at 1, and he does. He finds the hole against Brandon Moreland. It is indeed 1-1.
Of course, that match you referred to previously, yeah, we saw Jeep using that 2 to 5 series, and what did he do towards the end of the 5th game? He set up in a push shot and he scored it.
And he scored it. 1-1, and Tony Spredeman now able to reel it in on his 3-row, and he'll set it up in front pin position. Tony looking to make it 2-1 here in game 1, and he does, firing it down the middle. So Spredeman and Moreland have surged ahead early here in game 1.
I know the tables are wiggly, so a slight movement in place, I'm not calling a reset. Okay.
And you're looking at 2 of the premier 5 bars in the game in this match.
Spredeman versus Gummeson. Referee for the match, by the way, Steve Mose. Tony into the tic-tac, hard along the outside wall. Difficult to read that passing series. You got to almost guess wall, guess lane, and Spredeman guesses near side here. It's 3-1.
Yeah, that little recoil at the end there definitely shows you Tony's got some serious intentions about winning this match and doing it quickly.
Remember to head on down to Minnesota when you're done. People putting in a lot of extra work to.
And possession of the ball in the 2-row of Brandon Moreland. He'll step away and call timeout. Veteran Dave Gummeson, the defending World Open Doubles champion on the Tornado table, and his partner Gregg Perrie, a former world champion in his own right, going up against, of course, former singles champion at the Tornado Worlds, Tony Spredeman, and Brandon Moreland, his goalie, and it's 3-1 here in this opening game in favor of Spredeman and Moreland. Possession of the ball on the 2-rod of Brandon, who will put it back into play.
We saw Brandon shoot the ball very well in that previous match.
Fires a shot on goal here, rebounded by Tony. Spredeman has got an opportunity here to make it 4-1.
A previous match against Don Fleiter and Philip Gouty.
And he does, stroking it home. So Spredeman playing well here in game 1 has sent his team into a 4-1 lead. To Dave Gummeson coming back, passing it through and setting it up. To go to the straight hole, blocked by Moreland. Rebound caroms down the table. Okay, we'll get an opportunity to see it here once again. Perrie will bring it over and pass it 2-rod to the 5-rod. And again, turning it over here to the 5 of Spredeman. That's not a good place for the ball to be if you're Gummeson and Perrie. The way Tony's passing it at about a 60 to 70% clip for the weekend. Nice pass there, unpredictable.
Subtlety out of Tony Spredeman on the 5.
Tony now with a chance to put away game 1. Spredeman fires it down the middle, blocked and taken away by Gregg G. Perrie, an actor and agent out of Hollywood, California. And he legitimately does live in Hollywood.
Yes, he does. And you can look that up, Gregg Perrie, on the Internet Movie Database.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many listens does he have on that thing?
He's got several.
Yeah. What, 5, 6?
More than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
10.
Maybe.
Okay.
That doesn't list the dating game on it either.
And here they are.
And a nice pass along that inner wall. So this time going 2-rod to the 3-rod Perrie to Gummeson. Dave will set it up, looking to pull his team back within 2 here in game 1. Shooting against Brandon Moreland, finds that straight hole. It's 4-2.
In fact, talking to Gregg Perrie earlier this weekend, he's in town actually meeting with someone doing some representation for a mixed martial arts fighter out of Minnesota here. So I do not recall his name at this moment.
All right,
But
piece of information I didn't have.
Expanding his client list.
Good. And Gummeson able to pick it up, and suddenly Dave Gummeson with a chance to pull his team within 1. Dave strokes home that long pulled shot. It's 4-3.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like Dave's had very many possessions so far. Tony's really been dominating the middle of the table, and he's been scoring very well.
Nice save by Perrie. So a good bit of defense here. Last ball or two from Dave Gummeson's 5-row, and Perrie fires a shot on goal, so he's abandoned, at least for now, that 2-to-the-5 passing series, and Dave Gummeson with a chance to make it 4-4 right here. Gummeson trying to go down the middle. There's Moreland waiting for him to take it away. Brandon committing completely to the inside, guessing right. Takes the ball away. And a slicing pass to the 3-rod of Spredeman, who's got a chance to close out game number 1. Tony, snake shot position, walks it around, fires it home to the near side. The first game goes to Tony Spredeman and Brandon Moreland. Dave Gummeson will put the ball back into play on his 5-row, trailing 1-0.
All right, time to play. How about that call? Clear those points over there.
Steve Mo's taking charge.
No, I saw he took cash. And here we go, game 2 underway. Gummeson and Perrie trailing 1-0, and they're going to have to come out with a supreme effort here in game number 2 to keep things going for them, because Spredeman and Moreland are really playing well right now. Brandon Moreland. The key for a goalie in this sort of situation when you're playing with a superstar forward is just provide support, do the things necessary, know when to just kind of feed your partner the ball, set the tempo, block a shot or two from the opponent, block all the slop if you can, but just kind of fit in with that partner.
Right, yeah, and when your forward is playing the way Tony is right now, you just want to not make mistakes more than anything.
Spredeman walking it around. Spredeman firing it home to the far side. It's 1-0. Gummeson. Dave not playing poorly, that's for sure, but does spray this one wide of the goal. Quick pass attempt stolen away by Gummeson.
And after every score by Spredeman, Gregg Perrie looks towards the ceiling, and I'm not quite sure if he's trying to, bait Tony into a specific shot or something like that, but obviously it's not working.
And Moreland able to convert. It's 2-0.
Seems like he's putting in a post-score analysis on virtually every point. He's just kind of just stop that and just concentrate in the moment and make the changes necessary.
Yes, you are correct. As usual.
Well, thank you, sir.
And Spredeman with a couple of lane pass attempts, both of them blocked by Gummeson. Along the wall, Gummeson, nice defensive series, steals it away, but Dave's got to start to generate some offense. Going to try to do so right here as he passes it through that lane, sets it up in pull shot position. Looking to get his team on the scoreboard here in game number 2. And he does, firing home that pull shot. It's 2-1. Spredeman, tic-tac through the lane. Tony shooting the ball very well. Trying to go to that far side. Locked away, comes to the 5 of Gummeson. Dave, hesitation wall pass. A chance right here for Dave to tie it up at 2 apiece here in this second game.
Dave Gummeson's 5-bar has been really outstanding this entire match.
Got to go to the straight hole. Moreland was looking for it. Takes it away. Dave really didn't sell it. Might wanted to sit on it a little longer.
Except Dave has not been able to keep up with Tony Spredeman on a 3-rod. He's getting plenty of possessions.
Can't hold on to this wall pass. Moreland with a rebound. Of course, Brandon Moreland also providing a little offense. Moreland, shot attempt blocked by Gummeson, slicing effort. Nice save by Dave Gummeson, keeping it off the 3-row of Tony Spredeman. Dave hauls it in on his 5-row. Spredeman with a block. Perrie now with the ball. It is 2-1 here in the second game in favor of Tony Spredeman and Brandon Moreland. They lead 1-0. Winners bracket final. Of course, Tony Spredeman already in the finals of open singles.
And again, we see Gregg Perrie finally going into shooting mode back there, and I think that was at the request of Dave Gummeson.
Or the explicit order.
Oh, that too. That could have been, right. It was Dave's idea, let's put it that way.
And stolen away by Tony Spredeman. Tony now setting it up in snake shot position. And Spredeman's going to step away and call timeout.
Yeah, they're going to switch here. Dave's jumping in the back.
Gregg Perrie now moving into forward position. Gummeson into defensive position in goal. Tony Spredeman will touch 2 men, putting the ball back into play. Spredeman against Gummeson. Walks it around, tried to go to that far side. It's up into the air and off the table. So Dave Gummeson will put it back into play in his goal area.
We saw Dave using a little bit slower defense than Gregg Perrie's been using so far. A little more controlled.
Perrie now playing that forward position. The great opposite wall passing style. Used for many years, used with great efficiency. Able to pass it through here. He'll set it up now. Looks like he's going to shoot it. Against Brandon Moreland, trying to tie it up at 2 here in game 2. Trying to go to that far side. Moreland there to block it and take it away. Moreland just banks it off that outside wall. Just again looking to feed his partner. Does clear the zone. Tony Spredeman grabs it, takes it across the table. Has some difficulty with it. Loses it back to the 3-row of Perrie. Don't see Tony do that very often. Quick shot attempt blocked by Moreland. Perrie, the snake shot of Gregg Perrie, doesn't get a whole lot behind it. Not a lot of lateral speed. It's not a bad one. He'll score with it. But
it's that 5 bar is the difference. He gets a lot of possessions.
He's never had a great 3-row, even when he was a push kicker.
And it appears he's pretty much given up on that one.
And injuries.
Injuries.
Yeah, age.
Oh,
and there's Gummeson stroking that one to the far corner. It's 2-2.
Push kick's one of the easiest shots on your arm to ever shoot.
The way he shoots it, I would think it would be, yeah.
You just have to stay off the basketball court, I guess.
And there's Spredeman with a pickup. Tony now with a chance to give his team the lead once again. Shot attempt blocked away by Gummeson, reeled in by Perrie, but he can't hold on to it. Spredeman in possession on his 5-row. Tony sticks that pass through the lane. And sticks the ball in the back of the goal. It's 3-2.
It always amazes me watching Tony pass how someone can hit the ball that hard and the ball simply stops on his 3-rod.
It's a phenomenal thing to watch, and no one else in the world can come close to doing it. Look at that pass as he steals it, passes it down the middle, sets it up, shooting against Perrie. Trying to come to the near side. Perrie with a block and the takeaway. Jeep just trying to slice it up the table, which he does do. Clearing the zone. It's grabbed by Gummeson. A chance for David to tie it up at 3 here in game 2. Doesn't execute the shot. Rebound bounces back to him on the 5.
You talk about hitting lane passes again. Dave Gummeson will also hit that lane pass very hard. His doesn't really stop, but a lot of times it goes right into position to shoot a pull.
Moreland, long sweeping pull shot effort, ends up on the 5-row of his partner, Spredeman. Tony along that outside wall. Spredeman. Trying to go to the far side. Knocked down. Ends up on the 3-row of Gummeson. Dave, another chance to tie it at 3. And he does, finding a very tight split hole down the middle. It is indeed 3-3. Perrie to forward, Gummeson to goal, Spredeman along the outside wall. Tony tried to go to the far side, blocked away, stabbed back towards the goal. Gummeson with a save, shot blocked by Moreland. He has possession of the ball, lower part of your screen.
Look for Brandon to put something on goal here.
Brandon fires that one down the middle. That's what Perrie was looking for too, and Gregg able to stuff it back into the goal. So suddenly, Perrie and Gummeson have surged ahead here in game 2. They're up 4-3.
Did I call that one or what?
You did.
Just wrong goal.
Tony Spredeman now passing it through, setting it up. Walking it around, shooting against Gummeson, try to go to the far side off the corner. Dave doing a good job back there, blocks it and takes it away. And that one rattles into the goal. What a break there for Gummeson and Perrie. They are now tied up at 1 game apiece. Here we go, Tony Spredeman, Brandon Moreland on the right, Gregg Perrie starting in the forward position, Dave Gummeson on the left, and this is the way they closed out that first game, and they closed it out effectively, so they're going to stay in this configuration as we get things underway. And it was a defense of both Perrie on the 5 and Gummeson in the goalie area that really set the trend there.
Right. If they're going to start this way, though, they're going to try to play the whole game that way. Gregg Perrie simply has to score, though, when he gets on a 3, and we know he's going to get it on a 3.
It's just a matter of scoring. Of course, they can then work Dave Gummeson into the mix on the offensive side of things a couple of times a game using timeouts. And that one rattles into the goal. It's 1-0. Perrie back to goal. Gummeson to forward. Dave has some difficulty with the ball. One-0 lead here in game number 3 in favor of Spredeman and Moreland. It is 1 game apiece, this 3 out of 5 match, to see who will be the first team to reach the open doubles final. Spredeman with a nice defensive series on the 5, steals it away from Gummeson.
Well, you've seen Dave switch to a brush series there. Something obviously is not sitting right with him with the lane wall series.
And they've done a really effective job the last game plus of shutting down the 3-row of Tony Spredeman. Not an easy thing to do, but they've been very effective defensively. So let's see if Tony makes the adjustments. And he does, firing that one home. It's now 2-0. Back comes Gummeson. And Brandon Moreland now in possession.
Yeah, it looks like Brandon's just going to clear the ball, get it up to his partner.
Does slice this one on goal. Rebounded by Perrie, who's back in the goalie position. Fortunate to clear this one.
And it still almost looks like Gregg Perrie back there is still in passing mode. He's simply doing it in a different fashion now.
He's looking beyond the 5-row.
Right.
Gummeson from pull shot position executes that straight. Gave a nice move. 2-1. Gummeson has adjusted defensively against Spredeman's 5, although Tony with not quite that same fire that we saw in that opening game. Gummeson now with an opportunity to tie this 3rd game up at 2 points apiece, shooting against Brandon Moreland. Tried to stroke that long. Moreland there defensively. Pass attempt at the near side. Brandon clears the zone. Grabbed by Spredeman on his 5. Tony along that outside wall. Gummeson thought he was there. Tony now looks to make it 3-1 here in game 3. Taking his time. Comes back down the middle after faking to that far side. Perrie, again, disappointed with his effort, but not much of a hold there. Spredeman was able to find it.
I just want to mention that last possession by Brandon Moreland back there. He tried to pass. It was blocked by Dave Gummeson's 5-bar, but the ball immediately went back to Tony's 5-bar. I mean, it's almost as good as a pass.
It is.
Again, we talk about just being able to clear that 3-rod.
Long pull shot attempt by Gummeson, blocked by Moreland. Comes back to Dave. And Moreland there again defensively. Rebound, carums down the table. Quick shot attempt by Perrie. Here's Brandon Moreland. Brandon not taking a lot of time, kind of getting it and going.
In fact, it's actually a very sound strategy for a goalie, if you hit kind of maybe slicing pull shots, slicing shots, where it's difficult to get a grab, get a solid grab on the opponent's 5-rod.
And Spredeman able to convert. It's now 4-1. So after losing game 2, Spredeman and Moreland have dominated here in game 3. 1 point away from taking a 2-1 lead. Tony now with a chance to close out game 3, and he does. Firing it home to that near side. It is indeed 2-1. Dave Gummeson and Gregg Perrie finding themselves down 2-1. Gummeson will put the ball into play on his 5. Dave able to rattle that pass through. He'll have the first scoring opportunity of the 4th game as he sets it up in pull shot position. Taking his time, Gummeson. Try to go to the straight hole. Moreland with the block.
I think Dave's going to have to really value the possession on the 3-rod. He's looking really uncomfortable on the 5.
I want to have another look at that straight hole. Let's see. He does. Moreland was thinking along those same lines. Makes the block. 2 in a row. Bounce pass nicely executed through the lane by Tony Spredeman. Tony fires it home to that far side. 1-0 now. 4th game in favor of Tony Spredeman and Brandon Moreland. Dave rushing it through the lane. Gummeson looking to tie it at a point apiece here in game 4. Try to go to that straight hole again. Blocked into the air and off the table, so Moreland earns the right to put the ball back into play.
Beautiful.
Spredeman able to pick that one up and fire that one home. That's pretty stuff. It's 2-0. Spredeman and Moreland seemingly back in control. Gummeson, quick long pull shot. Moreland there waiting for him, makes the block and takes the ball away. Just trying to slice it down the table and clear the zone. He does do that. Brandon Moreland. Pass to the near side, clears the zone, grabbed by Tony. Tony quickly through the lane. Gummeson got a piece of it. Perrie with a rebound. Gregg just likes to set it up here and try to slice it down the table. And he does so nicely. Gummeson able to reel it in on his 3-row. Dave Gummeson tried to stroke it down the middle, blocked and taken away by Spredeman.
That's a very effective defense that Brandon's using there. He's only showing glimpses of like 3 holes.
And there's Spredeman able to pass it through and quickly convert. It's 3-0. And Perrie and Gummeson will call timeout. Perrie moving into that forward position. Why not? We're down 3-0 here in game 4.
5 seconds. All right, that's your first. 1 timeout. You guys have ball. Here we go.
Gregg Perrie moving to the forward position. Puts the ball into play. Gregg takes it across the table. Remember, he likes to get that ball moving slowly. Does so here, rushing it through the lane. Still looking for the first point of this 4th game. Gregg Perrie walks it around. Resets it. And finds that hole, I believe, down the middle. It's 3-1. Tony Spredeman. Tic-tac. Able to rattle it through. Tony will set it up. Shooting against Gummeson. And that one, unfortunately, for Gummeson and Perrie, rattles into the goal. It's match point for Spredeman and Moreland. They're up 4-1 here in game 4, up 2-1. Looking to advance to the finals in open doubles here at the 2007 Minnesota State Championships. Gummeson fires it on goal. Perrie with a rebound. Perrie shot to the far side, taken away by Brandon Moreland.
That's a much more effective defense on that. Gregg Perrie does not go to either side very quickly.
Nice save by Gummeson. He has possession of the ball, top of your screen in the goal area. Dave can explode at any point, at any time from that goalie position as this one blocked back towards him.
He's got to be careful, though. I've seen Tony Spredeman send balls back at the shooter faster than they came out.
Nice pickup by Perrie. Gregg fires it home to the near side, so it's 4-2. And Tony Spredeman turns it over. So this thing not over yet. Perrie through the lane. And Perrie to the back of the goal. So Gregg Perrie has moved into forward position and caught fire suddenly. It's 4-3. Tony Spredeman now with a chance to put the match away. Spredeman fires it home to the far side.
Great
in
shot.
4 games. Tony Spredeman and Brandon Moreland defeat Gregg Perrie and Dave Gummeson to advance to the Open Doubles Final.
Live a life less ordinary.